Bodybuilding news and gossip with Ian Hedek. What's up, dude?
What up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A long day at work, but that's okay. I'm home chilling, and we got some news that we do live.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We got two things so far right now.
Okay, what's happening?
All right, so the first one is Breon's last classic physique year. That's what he said. He said on his YouTube video.
Okay.
He said this is his last year of going classic. So we don't know where he said, but I'll tell you what, he did say this. He knows that he's better off. He said, he usually comes down to the 180s when he competes.
Mm-hmm.
Around 180s is cap. He said 195 is where he really like to be because that's where he's like the most shredded. He's still got to lose 15 pounds.
Yeah.
So with that being said, he was talking about that, but he's in prep 20 weeks out from a show, he said. So now we got to see what show is 20 weeks out.
Who's he working with? Do you know who he's working with or no?
I haven't heard yet, but I mean, you never know who, but
yeah.
What do you say? Go ahead.
He has a better bodybuilder's physique than classic anyway.
Right. And I think he's also he's a lot older than a lot of the classic guys to begin with.
He is. He's not a young dude. I think he's close to 40 at this point, right?
He might be even over 40.
Let's see. I actually just looked him up, and I did not look at his age.
I wasn't looking at his age either, but I know he's older than most of the guys who are in it now.
He definitely is. Let's see. Breon, and of course, let's see. Age. There we go. 42.
Okay, so he's in as they say, the twilight of his bodybuilding or whatever season you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna wind up doing 212. He can't. I think he's too old to put on that much size weight. He's gonna do open.
Oh yeah, no. He's going to do 212, of course.
But I think good. Sorry.
Unless he did men's physique.
Oh God. Oh, I hope not. No, his legs are too fucking good for that.
I know.
I always preferred his physique over
Bumstead
because he has more of a bodybuilder's physique. He has those peak biceps. He has that great back, that rear double bi. It's so detailed and pretty thick. Where Bumstead has more of the classic physique, which I'm not a big fan of. Nothing wrong with the division. I'm just not a big fan of the look they go for.
Right.
Even when what's his name was in classic, George Peterson, I would always be like, "Oh, there's your winner." But he had more of a bodybuilding.
Well, remember he was supposed to go to 212, but remember he did 212.
Yeah.
He jumped from that. He went because what's his name was the same way. What's the boy's name? The one that Sean Creeder calls him his son.
Oh God.
Keon.
Yeah.
He's the same way. He went from classic to 212.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So let's see. He's 20 weeks out from a show. So we're 20 weeks out. Let's see. We're in end of March.
So it's not the Indie Pro.
No. So we're looking at the middle. So maybe early September.
Wow. So I don't know.
Maybe Tampa. Maybe Tampa.
Tampa or Texas or someone of those late shows. Yeah.
Right. But remember, the Olympia is still another 3 months after that.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Who knows?
All right. So another thing is,
just
happened to see this. Regan Grimes signed with Yamatoto. Is that what you call it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. That's a Japanese name, but I think it's an Italian company, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, really, it's weird. I know it's strange. Yeah, I never tried anything from them.
Me either.
And because a lot of this stuff is overseas. A lot of this stuff is I'm pretty sure it's an Italian company. Let's see. Do you know how to spell it?
Yeah, so it's YAM AMT. Sorry, YAMAMOTO.
OTO. Well, Yama Nutrition, right? Okay,
yeah.
Here it is. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's okay. That you can. It does sell in the USA. I don't think it's as popular.
No.
Okay. You can get this stuff shipped to pretty much all over the world.
Okay.
But I don't think it's as popular in the U.S. as like Redcon
No.
or
You gotta think a lot.
Dymatize or anything
You
like
gotta think
that.
a lot of these products that we have. If you're American based or a lot of that, of course you're gonna be. We're more accessible to it.
Right.
But some of these other companies, okay, hey, hey, do your thing.
Yeah. Listen, it's a huge market right now, and with social media, um, you're able to reach so many more people.
Yeah.
And people like and I'll be the first one to admit, like I said, I'm biased toward I Prevail subs because me and Arns are friends and we do shows on my podcast together.
Right.
I'm biased for that one, and I usually use his stuff, especially his pre-workout. But every once in a while, I want to try something new, and I'll be the first one to admit I try a new protein, or I try a new pre-workout, or I try a new BCAA, or whatever the case may be, just for shits and giggles to see how it is. If this one tastes better, that one tastes better. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I'm like you because someone said, "Oh, could you be sponsored by any company and just stick with them?" I said, "That depends on the company."
Yeah. Right.
I said, "I mean, certain companies I like a lot because I've dealt with them a lot more.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of companies I'm like, who?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you don't know. Let's face it. I mean, some companies are a little shady.
I'll tell you something funny I saw actually. One of these guys, I did a post on pre-workout, right?
Right.
And he goes, "These are the products you don't want to buy from this company." And it was that company.
What was it? You froze up on me. You there?
Well,
Oh, there you
there's
are.
a okay, yeah. So there's a work. I think they're called Bucked Up or something like that, right? And they have a deer on there.
Oh, yeah. What's the name of that company again?
You know what I'm talking about. You know. And
Yeah, I know
I think
exactly.
their workouts like woke as fuck and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Guess what?
Yeah.
The guy goes underdose, underdose, underdose. All these are too much money for what they give you.
Yeah, there's a website that does like reviews, and I have a
Mm-hmm.
friend on the West Coast that sent me the website. I forgot the name of it.
There's a guy in Jersey who does it actually. He
Oh,
talks about
really?
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are underdosed because there's no regulations. There's no regulating body, So it's either you're honest or you're not, And one of them, what was severely dosed, especially the protein, was oh God, what was the name of it? I hate that. I'm getting old and I fucking shit
Uh-oh.
slips my
You
brain.
gotta get that Gingo Kaloba.
Yeah. I gotta get ginkgo. What the fuck is it? Which brand? BSN.
Oh, but see, I like some of their stuff.
Yeah, and their flavors were great, and that's probably why, right? Because
Yeah.
and then I'm thinking about like every time I take I use a supplement that's really like a whey isolate.
Mhm.
It's very watery. Like an Isopure or a Dymatize. Very liquidy. And then if I use some other islates, it's not. It's a little thicker, better tasting. And the original Isopure was always like that.
Right.
So I have to believe that that's where you want to be. I
But
mean,
I'm
good.
like you, like with certain things, like I go with whenever I get supplements, I
Yeah.
kind of go for my staples.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Yeah.
know if I go to get a joint, if I go multivitamin, I go with Animal Pack.
Okay. Yeah.
If I go with my joint repair, I'm just biased to them for this,
Right.
but Animal Flex. If I go with like some type of greens, I actually go for G Code's Life.
Right. Okay. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So their stuff is really good.
Yeah.
Pre-workouts, it all depends on what you're shooting for. Like how much caffeine. Like I don't need that much caffeine for me.
Yeah. There are some pre-workouts that I've taken and I see nothing,
Right.
like zero. I could go to sleep. And then there are pre-workouts that I've taken where I'm like, I'm up for 3 days. I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is fucking too strong. Yeah. And you
So
got to see
yes,
which one fits you.
but the Hostel one, apparently the one from Hostel that makes I think it's called Bloodshot.
I think so. Yeah. I never tried
That
this stuff.
one for that one, they said that one is properly dosed. It has all three things. It has your energy, has your performance, it has your focus.
Yeah. I never tried his pre-workouts because I have to stay away from creatine. and
Okay.
a lot of the pre-workouts have creatine in it. And I have to stay away from creatine because there were a couple of times I got kidney stones.
Okay. See, I had kidney stones before, but never from creatine.
Yeah, so I just decided that I'm just going to play it safe and not use creatine.
So your creatinine levels are pretty high then.
Always.
Oh yeah. Mine was I had a uric acid stone. They were like, you have too much protein in your body. I said, really? Like,
yeah.
I know Palumbo was saying. Well, no, Palumbo was saying if you take a look at your piss or your urine and it's got so many bubbles in it, that's a lot of protein in your diet. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
every time I get my blood work done, my creatinine level is not high, super high, but it's always higher than average.
Gotcha.
It's always higher than average. And then, my doctor always tells me it's fine because you have a lot of muscle on you, and guys who have muscle usually have higher creatinine levels. Because as long as it's not over, I think it's
a certain mark.
Yeah, I think it's not over 2 or something like that.
You know who did their blood work and they got no calcium, and for like a calcium buildup was Nick Walker.
Really?
He put his blood work on like online, like put it on Instagram.
Really?
And Fuad talked about it. He's like, I heard you have blood work there. He goes, yeah. He says, I got it, and it was like 0 for the calcium, like nothing build up or anything like that. I was like,
good for him, man.
I was quite impressed. I was like, for a man like that size, you would think something would have gotten, but he's like, fuck it.
Youth is a big marker, man. When you're young, it helps tremendously. All
right. I'll tell you one thing is, and I was thinking about this, and I was like, I know this, I would bring this up to you. I wanted what you think. Who is to you the best ambassador for bodybuilding?
Right now, today?
Just you can say general or even today, or I got 2 people.
All right.
I got 2 people.
The best ambassador for bodybuilding. Well, I think it should be Mr. A lot of times it's not.
Right.
I think Ramy might be in the Middle East, but out here, since his English is rough, it's not. I'd probably have to go with like Jay Cutler or Phil Heath or somebody that's very
marketable.
Yeah, very marketable. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I was gonna say is that Jay was my first. Jay was number 1 because he doesn't really talk bad about anybody.
Right.
He's very professional, but he makes every right decision.
Yeah.
But then number 2 is Flex Lewis.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Phil does usually come with a lot of drama, but Flex, not recently, but especially when he was competing. But yeah, Flex is good like that. Yeah, you're right.
I think those 2 right there are your best, ambassadors of bodybuilding. Not saying other people can't.
Right.
But I think just those 2 alone, for some reason, it just works out for them.
Yeah. I agree. I think both guys, you're right. They don't talk bad about anybody. The drama doesn't follow them. They're very likable and they're very business oriented.
Yeah. But also when you meet them, especially if they know who you are or they've seen you before, they go, hey, I remember you from.
Right.
And that's good. It's a good thing to see,
Yeah, I met Jay Cutler one time at the Olympia, and he was really nice. I waited online for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or a half hour to get his picture, and he was really cool, and he even took a picture of my wife, because he said, I know you waited online too, you get a picture too, which was really cool, and but I've never had the pleasure of meeting Flex Lewis.
Oh, he's good. He's really nice. The accent is kind of, it makes you laugh because you're like, where'd that accent come from? But for you forget he's from Wales, but he's been living here for almost 20. He's almost been here for almost 20 years already.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's close. Okay. It's close enough where it's like, okay, he moved over and you're like, he's been here for quite some time. You have to, he's 7-time Mr. O. He wasn't O over there. He came, he was O when he got here.
Yeah.
So, he moved from Wales and he stayed here. But
I'm gonna move to another country, man. Fuck this.
What country would that be?
I don't know. Something a little bit more masculine. Like I'd have to go to like some kind of third world country where the dollar I can get me a lot further than it is here. So I don't know. Thailand.
Oh, you might be king over there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. It's unbelievable. Once things are upside down and they don't seem to be going right back to normal. That's when you start scratching your head. You're going, maybe I should consider living in another country.
Well, that's what Buddy's doing. Like he just literally the one Sean, the one we talked yesterday.
Yeah.
He's moving
Where's he moving to?
I think he's moving to Mexico, or he might be moving to. If he's not Mexico, I know he might be moving to somewhere far. You know what I'm saying? And he says, he's got family over here still,
Right.
and he's got, he said, but he's been like speaking other languages so he can learn to become a native, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's ex-military, so
Okay.
he'll, he could just find somewhere and
right, and he could handle himself. That's good.
yeah. So he was like, yeah, I'm moving. He's like, I want to travel. I'm in my mid-40s, and it's time to have some fun.
Hey, listen, if you don't have kids stopping you, or you have a wife that's okay, or going to come with you no matter what, or if you're not married, hey, and here's another thing: if you're able to make money without having to go into work every day, like there are certain people that have like social media, YouTube channels, and so on and so forth that are able to make a living from anywhere as long as they have a laptop.
Yeah, basically.
Right. Unfortunately, I don't have that ability.
Yeah, so you and I both don't have that scenario. We actually have to go to work. I mean, yes, this is my day off, so I was like, ooh, it felt weird. Just like when I got up, I said, all right, what do I do again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, when I have a day off, it's strange. I'm like, okay. Like tomorrow, usually I work on Saturdays, but tomorrow I'm off, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm getting my ass up early and getting to the gym.
I'll do that. I'll get up. Like I said, I'll go to the gym tomorrow, and I'll go see my mom and go help her out with some things, and then because I work Sunday. But during, matter of fact, I'll drop a video. Matter of fact, I'm dropping a video tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I'll drop a video tomorrow. Start working on 2 videos once we get done with this. I mean, just trying to get everything ready, and because the week later, Signature's got an event. If your guys are, I'm gonna put this out there. Any of you guys who are competing in the Jersey area or anywhere, if you're in Jersey, Signature has an event. Go to Signature Fitness on their IG. Sean Caritas, I think, is hosting it, and he's gonna be helping out people as well. I know it's him, Marco Rivera, his wife, and a couple of people who are doing, for each division.
Whatever happened to Marco Rivera?
I know he owns a gym now.
Really, he's not competing. Yeah. He hasn't competed in a while.
No, I think he's owning the gym, and I think that stops, a lot of people and whatnot. He's got to make money otherwise.
Yeah. Well, if you're not, bodybuilding is relative, right? So if you're not doing well or marketable or have a strong social media following, it's hard to make money in bodybuilding.
Right.
So I totally get it.
Yeah, like Carita on the other hand, Carita doesn't. He really doesn't work. He just makes content.
Yeah, he has a tremendous He has a tremendous following on Instagram,
but he has a great story too.
He does. He has a tremendous story, and he's very sociable and very likable and very marketable. And
he's okay. So he would be my third person as an ambassador.
Yeah, everybody and their grandmother wants to fucking sponsor him because he's so marketable. So yeah, he's one of the lucky ones that they don't have to. He could just concentrate on bodybuilding and winning Olympias and shit.
Yeah.
And he's good. When I had him on, I asked him what he's going to do if he ever thought about retiring, but he's not even considering retiring anytime soon. So
yeah,
he hasn't.
I don't. But and also, I think he's somewhere in Signature. I don't know if he's not, I would say part owner, but I know he's part of the team.
Yeah, listen, they treat him like a god over there, and rightfully so. I mean,
yeah, he's got his picture there. He's got a little mural over there. And
yeah. It's there's not too many gyms that could say, Mr. Olympia works out here.
Right. I mean, even like when I went to Super Gym or Montanari Brothers in Connecticut, they go home of it was like home of Evan Sinapani.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, well, we all know Evan Sinapani goes here.
Yeah, but if you're a hardcore gym and that's the kind of people that you attract, that's what you want to do, man. That's definitely what you want to do because, like a 24-hour gym or a New York Sports Club, the people that go there, they probably don't even know who Clarita is. They don't follow they don't follow the sport. Isn't that strange? I think we talked about this one before. Isn't it strange that you see a bunch of young guys in the gym working out, really into working out, into dieting, into even possibly into competing, and they have no clue who the top players are in the sport?
Yeah,
that blows me away. I'm like, how do you?
But yeah, they'll know every social media influencer.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry I say this, not saying this as a bad name for them. Hey, you made your way through, but hey, good for you.
Right.
But some people, like when I was at the people were like, just I'm like, who the fuck is everybody waiting for? And you see like, oh, it's him. That's
Yeah.
who you want to see.
That happened to me. That happened to me a couple of times, actually. Oh no, one time in particular, I was at the Olympia. Akeem Williams was doing the Olympia. I had not met him as of yet, but I had met him once. He was guest posing at a show that I did, but I never like really got to talk to him or shake his hand or anything like that. So I was with my wife, and I said, "Okay, here's the line for Akeem. I want to meet him." And he was talking to another guy, and there was a line, and I'm assuming it's the line for me, Akeem Williams, right? He walks away, and the line is for this other guy who I have no fucking clue who it is whatsoever. Some social media dude, I had no idea.
That's like with that guy who does the TikTok video. His name is Noel. I don't know what his last Noel uh, Diesel, whatever name is, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the co-founders of Rise.
Okay.
So with him, I was like, people were like clamoring like to go around this man. Like, I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And I mean, I took a picture of them because like I said, oh, that's the dude. Okay, I know who he is now. Like after put two to two together because of social media. But I was like, apparently he's a pro bodybuilder.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, this says IFBB Pro is IFBB Pro heavyweight. Heavyweight. I'm like, I guess he won his pro. He probably won his pro card overseas, and he just never competed.
Yeah, well, then you can't really knock him, right? Because he walks the walk too.
Right. Hey,
So,
okay. I know you hate this as much as I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here you're ready. I hate when people put NPC competitor, NPC or whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
why would you put that as your IG?
Okay, everybody and their grandmother is an NPC competitor.
Look, you're NPC. I'm NPC.
Yeah, like all you have to do is buy an NPC card for $100. You're an NPC competitor,
right? Like I should put down. You hate it. NPC wellness or whatever. I'm just saying if the fuck around some shit.
Yeah, that's just so. It's.
I'm not saying I'm like this. If you're IBB Pro, it's different.
Yeah, because that's difficult to obtain.
Right. But anybody could be an NPC. Like you said, you buy the card. That's it. Guess what?
That's it. Literally anyone could be NPC. Whatever, $150 for the card or whatever the hell they're charging, and you're an NPC guy. I mean, it's ridiculous, but whatever. I know.
I think you and I would probably laugh at. I think we should do some travel stories.
That's not a bad idea.
Like just how when you travel to and from, and just see what people's faces are or everything. Because I told you my travel story about going to the Arnold, where it's me, Karita, Akeem Williams, and Will from Signature all on the same flight.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it was like, oh my god, there's these massive people here. And everybody's going. Columbus is like, everybody knows when you go to Columbus for the Arnold, everybody knows you're going for the Arnold.
Of course, yeah.
But if you go other times, you're like, well, what are you really going for?
There's nothing else in there.
Unless you want to see Ohio State play football.
There's nothing in Ohio. That's it. There's nothing. It's pathetic. Matter of fact, that when I interviewed Samson Dowdy, he said he got to Ohio early, a few days early, and him and his wife were like walking around trying to see. Because there's nothing to see. I was like, yeah, I know. It's Ohio. There's nothing there.
Right, but just imagine if the Arnold was in like Dallas.
Well, so I told him, I said, wait till you do the Olympia. Then, in Las Vegas, then you'll have plenty to see,
Oh, yeah. But just imagine if that's like that. Like, and it's funny because, like, I don't compete. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's funny when I sit next to somebody, they think I was on the plane competing.
Yeah. No,
they're like, are you competing? I'm like, no. They're like, you do strongman or powerlifting. I was like, yeah, well, But it's like, I was like, I really don't. I mean, I know certain things like the sports, but there's certain things I'm like, yeah. I don't.
You know what we are? We're the critics. That's what we are. Social media people, YouTube people. For bodybuilding are the critics. We are the Monday morning quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We are, when you watch a football game and you put on like, what is it? The fan.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. We just talk our shit. Like, yeah. That's what it is, you know.
yeah. That's all. Yeah. Then we go. Why would we do something like that?
Oh, okay.
What's up?
I know. Well, I forgot another thing.
Okay.
So, Palumbo does Drew. He helps out Triple H.
Yes.
He retired from in ring. He
Oh,
retired
that's
now.
right. That's right. Triple H retired from professional wrestling. I saw
Yes,
that.
he
Yes.
finally retired, but because he had that heart, he had heart failure.
Did he really?
Yeah, they said he was like he mentioned it. He actually mentioned this on Stephen A. Smith's show. And he's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, he's like, you mentioned it today. He's like, yeah, he says, I'm done competing in ring wrestling, and it's he said his heart was beating, like he said, his heart was at 30%, and then when he went for MRI, it was at 12%.
Wow.
So
Listen,
he's like,
that's another rough way to make a living, man. I mean, those guys really kick the shit out of themselves. And he's no young man. He's got to be in his 50s, you know?
damn near, yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing it a long time. I was never a huge fan. I'm not denying Triple H's talent as a professional wrestler, that's for sure. But I was never a huge fan of Triple H. I was always more of a fan of like The Rock or Austin,
Right.
you know. But you can't deny his success in professional wrestling as a wrestler and behind the scenes, obviously.
Yes.
You know, he made some serious power moves when he married Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, big power moves.
Yeah.
Big power moves.
So, but yeah, you can't deny his success. The guy is a legend when it comes to professional wrestling.
But he loves bodybuilding.
Yeah, always did. Always. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this one.
Yes, it was like the Arnold and Olympia he went to, and like he was doing like the commentator. I was like,
yeah,
that's Triple H. What the hell are you doing?
Loves bodybuilding. Matter of fact, there was one angle that they took, if you will, where Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, came into the WWE or whatever, and they were supposed to feud with Triple H.
Yes, they did an arm wrestling competition.
They had arm wrestling, bench pressing, and then they had a pose down. And you could tell Triple H like knew how to pose.
Yeah,
because he was hitting the poses, and I'm like,
I think he said he wanted to be a bodybuilder first, and then wrestling. Like people forget, John Cena was a bodybuilder.
That's right. Yeah,
before he became a real wrestler.
Yeah, wrestlers are all guys like that. Are guys who never made it in football and never made it in bodybuilding, with the exception of Brock Lesnar. He was the only one that's like, I could really kick the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, he actually could.
He actually could kick the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, I would say him. I would say there's a couple of them. Like there's there's a girl named Shayna Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Ronda Rousey's camp.
Oh, okay.
So she has MMA background.
Right.
And so you think it like the most craziest people, like I said, you're the only person, like I said, we don't get into fights, but the one person you don't want to get a fight to was an MMA person.
Oh yeah. If I see a cauliflower ear, I'm walking the other way.
Yeah. Never mind. I know what you already did.
Yeah. You can't be, stupid. You gotta know.
Like they said, like with the NFL, to play NFL, you have to have a couple screws loose anyway.
Yeah. You got to be a little.
So if you were thinking MMA, you have to have really even more few screws loose. Like, not in it like in a cage. Like boxing ring is square. Okay, no, this is in a cage.
Yeah, but you're right. Boxing is a little bit more civilized. Where UFC is, I am going to kick the shit out of you in a cage.
Some way, somehow, either I'm going to knock you out or make you tap you out.
Yeah, and nobody's here to stop me.
Right. The only time they're gonna stop me is if I'm doing too much damage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. All right, Ian, listen. Unfortunately, I gotta cut it short. I gotta go. It is the wife's birthday this weekend.
Oh, happy birthday to your wife.
Thank you.
Listen,
very
man,
much, man.
I understand. I mean, my birthday and my girl's birthday, we're way later in the year, so we have to worry about that.
All right, good.
But when I go to LA, I am taking her to a concert, so that's her little gift from me.
Yeah, of course, you got to do the right thing. Yeah, so she's downstairs. We got food and a bunch of bullshit, flowers and balloons and all that crap. So I got to go do the birthday thing, dude.
Oh man, so where are you taking her?
Well, tomorrow night we're going to some Greek restaurant that she wanted to go to. I forgot my wife is Greek.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the restaurant. Somewhere in Rutherford. Ellie, some shit like that. I don't know. It's supposed to be good. We'll see what happens.
It's supposed to be good. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. She wanted to go there, so I just make the reservations. You know, I'm not a difficult man when it comes to restaurants, so I'm just like, all right.
No, you're like, as long as you feed me, I'm good.
Yeah. That's really it. I'm not picky. All right, brother. Listen, thank you again, man. I really appreciate it when we do these things, man. It's well appreciated. Let me tell you.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
All right, we'll definitely touch base. I'll speak to you tomorrow, brother.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Later.